And joining me now live from New York is author, real estate expert, and Trump Advisory Board member Brad Thomas. Brad, there he is. Brad, thanks for joining me.
Great. It's great to be here again, Patrick.
All right. Now, it was a Friday shakeup in the White House press office, and you know Anthony Scaramucci personally. He's endorsed your book, The Trump Factor, and this is not the first appointee by the president, as we all know, to head up a department without extensive experience in that department. Now, Scaramucci is a renowned businessman, as I mentioned, but again, you know him. You feel he's absolutely perfect for the role as communications director.
Sure. Well, Patrick, remember President Trump's blueprint for wealth creation, also known as Making America Great Again, is really hiring really smart people, really good people, and really successful people. And what we see today with Anthony is that he is a very successful businessman, but he's also gone through, Patrick, a tremendous amount of adversity. He lost his job at Goldman Sachs. His family is actually from a blue-collar town, just like I'm from, as you well know. And so we've seen that, you know, he has really gone through this adversity. And I think President Trump sees how Anthony has rebounded and become a much stronger, really a battle-tested piece of this inside circle. So absolutely, President Trump handpicked Scaramucci for this position because of his strong work ethic. He's Harvard educated, Harvard Law School from Long Island, and he's got a very successful track record. He's gone through adversity, and I think President Trump sees that and sees that he is very battle tested. I tweeted today that Anthony Scaramucci is like an Italian bulldog. His roots are from Italy, and he is absolutely a bulldog. He's a tough guy, and I think that's absolutely why Donald Trump has brought him inside this inner circle.
All right, an Italian bulldog. I think that might be what the press office needs. Now, you've written extensively about citizen Donald Trump's businesses, specifically when it comes to real estate, and you've been asked to sit on an advisory board along with the president's own daughter-in-law, Laura Trump. You're a trusted voice on the Trump business world. Now, as we all know, along with the Russian probe, Special Counsel Robert Mueller wants to go after the personal finances of the president, his real estate dealings. Should the president see this as fair?
Yeah, you know, being close to Trump supporters today, Patrick, first off, Donald Trump is very transparent. You know that he's communicating daily, several times a day, with his core supporters. And so transparency is very, very important for President Trump. As far as the tax returns go, and that's part of that transparency people want to see, the supporters that I talk to don't care about President Trump's tax returns. They care about their tax returns. They care about wanting to see what their taxes are going to look like. And really, the focus should be right now on corporate taxes and how the average American can benefit from what the Trump administration's agenda is unleashing. I think this corporate tax plan and this personal tax plan that we're going to see is going to be the one biggest differentiator that this presidency will ever see, and not only Trump's presidency, but ever we've seen before in the past. So absolutely, I think that you know, you're going to continue to see, I think, these pokes from the media wanting to see more inside of Donald Trump's businesses. But look, he ran on a business ticket, Patrick. You know, actually, conflicts of interest can be a good thing. You know, sometimes you want to see a conflictive president. What I mean is, he's different. He's coming from a business background. Sure, there are conflicts. He's not part of the swamp. He's going to drain the swamp. So absolutely, I think, you know, he's going to continue to focus on these core business initiatives, and that's what's going to make America great again.
Well, you basically answered my next question. I mean, obviously, non-supporters of the president poke at these potential conflicts of interest. How is he doing that? Because he seems to be doing it so far. Robert Mueller is going to be poking, of course, fair or not fair, but the existence of the White House and his business empire and these cries of conflict of interest. How is he doing that? He's making it balanced.
Well, look, sure. I know Eric Trump and Don Trump and Alan Weisselberg, who's the CFO at the Trump Organization, very well. President Trump has handed over this business empire to his sons and his trusted team, his trusted executives at the Trump Organization. Donald Trump is not running the Trump Organization. Eric, Don, and Alan Weisselberg are running that business. So I think that's really, he's already set up the trust. He's bifurcated the business from the politics. And I think, again, are there conflicts? We know that Donald Trump comes from a business background. That's why he was voted into the office. So, again, I think you're going to continue to hear this, is this over the next 7 years. But I will say this. I think one thing that President Trump could do is perhaps put together an independent board of directors. That might be one thing that could help kind of bring this, give a buffer, a margin of safety, so you don't have these continual, drip, drip, drip issues. And this overhang, again, is what's created some of these distractions. And again, I think what President Trump wants to do is focus on these core initiatives. And I think that's what we're going to continue to see.
All right, Brad, one more question before I let you go. The markets, of course, have rallied in a big way today, and the optimism over President's economic initiatives continue to flow through Wall Street. Now, we're 6 months into this administration. Why is it that even though there are all these distractions, the market remains so bullish? I mean, again, how is he making that work? You're a real estate guy. You're a business guy.
Absolutely. Well, look, the market is optimistic with this corporate tax plan I just mentioned. That is going to be the one biggest differentiator for this campaign. You got to remember, Patrick, that corporate taxes and this tax plan in general is going to affect all of the other pieces that are out there. Infrastructure, that's related to corporate tax. Healthcare, that's related to corporate tax. Everything really comes down to affordability, wealth creation. And so I think the critical aspect of this, the market is already seeing. The market has a lot of confidence in the wealth that Donald Trump is going to generate. And we've already seen evidence of this already, not just from a market perspective, but just from the number of job announcements. We had one this week, the continual job announcements. And I think it really boils down to one thing. These three words, which are really the most important three words for Donald Trump's campaign: jobs, jobs, and jobs. And so I think, what the market is seeing is the jobs that have been created and the jobs that are forecasted. I think we've got a tremendous catalyst out there with this tax plan, and that's what needs to be focused on right now. That is absolutely the one thing that I think is going to differentiate this president and make him one of the best presidents we've seen in a long, long time, perhaps ever.
All right, Brad Thomas, author, real estate expert, advisory board member with the Trump team. Thank you so much for joining me in New York.